So good to have you with me this week on Word of the Week. Remember, these words are for you to think on, live by. They'll work for you. They really will. John chapter 6, verse 11 says, "And Jesus took the loaves. When he had given thanks, he distributed them to the disciples, and then the disciples to them that were sitting down. And likewise of the fishes as much as they would." This is where Jesus took the bread and the loaves from the young boy who gave his lunch that these people might be fed. The Greek word in the bread here, or the loaves that the little boy had, it was bread that was for the very, very poor. It was bread that had been made for the animals. It was livestock bread, animal bread. It wasn't any kind of bread that was really for the upper echelon of the people, that was nourishment to them. So because this little boy was poor, his fishes and his loaves, he gave this bread to Jesus. Jesus then again multiplied this bread, this beggar's bread, and he distributed beggar's bread to the crowd, and they ate. And you say, why would Jesus give them such beggar's bread? That's not like my Jesus. Well, if you go over here into this verse over here, in verse number 32 and 33, that explains it. It says, "Verily, verily, I say unto you that Moses gave you not that bread from heaven, but my Father giveth you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is he which cometh down from heaven and giveth life unto the world." In other words, Jesus was saying, I'm the true bread. In other words, he was saying, I'm not going to let myself be replaced. I'm going to give you a lesser bread because I'm the only true bread. So God is basically saying, I'm never going to I don't want your healing to replace the healer. I don't want your money to replace the one that gave you the money. I don't want, your success to replace the one that gave you the strength to be successful. God is never going to give you anything that replaces him. Sometimes we just get healed, then we replace him with whatever. We get money and we replace him with whatever. And we misinterpret the very reason he gave you the blessing to begin with. He's never blessing you to be replaced. He's blessing you so that you always include him. And so that when you're faithful with including him, then he can say, I can give you more. More anointing, more money, more favor, more opportunities. Take what God gives you and realize this is his token of love to me. If I can just be faithful, I'm going to get more. That's your word.